Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to Tenerife, where last time out of course was the Super Cup shenanigans where, spoilers if you've not watched it, we won it. We won the whole thing. On penalties, we didn't deserve it whatsoever. But next up is Champions League action and we're against Lille in the first knockout round. See you in a moment. First and foremost, of course, transfer window was open last time we saw you. Cognac left, not to the club that was agreed to in the video. For some reason, he declined them. I had trouble getting offers in of the same value as before, despite the fact people offered me 4.6 million before, even before I accepted that 5 million bid that you saw in the last video. Don't know why they didn't come back in, but managed to get some in the end, and I got one that was to the value of 4.6, but it wasn't 4.6 up front. I think it actually worked out 4.5 and a little bit, technically, and it's been rounded to 4.6, which means I think we did get a future fee perhaps on this. But inbound, you saw Nico. He was the last of that video. He's very good. He's playing. We've signed Pablo Torre because he's homegrown nation. Physicals concern me, but mentals, technicals, he's got potential. He's homegrown nation. He's 20, fairly professional, worth 10 million. We bought him for 4.5. He was bizarrely transfer listed by Alaves, who aren't even in the top division. We gave him 4.5 million and a player worth about 20 grand. Don't know why they demanded that, but it was a demand that couldn't be removed. And we also bought Rodrigo for £1 million because he's from Spain, basically. He's all right. He and Nico have been registered for the Champions League. Form since we last met is weird. We've beaten a few of the teams at the wrong end of the table, not convincingly, and then the teams that are somewhat capable we've drawn with. So I am weirdly concerned about what's going on here. It might be fatigue. It's a lot of games being played. In the Cup, we're fine. Beat two lower division sides, 5-0 and 2-0 weirdly against Burgos. Kind draw. Made a meal of it. Levante, mid-table in this division. We've smashed them. That was the most convincing result of the lot. And Rodrigo's debut. He scored on it. Bilbao, Sevilla and Valencia all drawn with, though, in the league. And the form's concerning going into this little match. Should just not overlook the fact that Vigo's first leg has been played 3-0. The advantage going into the second leg. We're not going to bother with that. Oh, and one other bit of news, which I cut from the last video because it was already getting on a bit. Ravella's contract was up at the end of the year. He's going to be ours permanently. You can see why I'm pleased with that. God knows what Juventus were doing with him to get a 6.44. Oh, subbing him on. Subbing him on was the answer to that. Never started a game. That explains it. Just need to make one change there, which is not start Nico. Actually, Nico over Faisal is probably a shout. Faisal, not in the best form. Meriting goal, he's a god. Lodi, Umtiti, Quiros, Obregon, Ravella, Antov, Nico, Zukic, and Batuan on the right-hand side. Realistically, there's no good players on that right-hand side. It's really confusing. None of them are consistently performing. Gallardo's got the best last 5, but I think the last of those performances is the worst one, a 6.2. Concerning, but we're going to play him here. He's got a link with Obregon. We'll do it. Eduard up front. In and out of the scoring, but he doesn't like a big game, so fingers crossed. It's a few changes, and that might be part of the problem as well, is we've been rotating a lot. Been a lot of games, so there's their side, by the way. Much changed. Shelik and Ikone are the only two I recognise. Actually, Yasizi on the bench as well. Pretty certain he's already there. That seems to be about it for Lille. So they'll line up like this, as you can see, Ikone and Shelik actually in Lille shirts, I think. I'm not sure if Shelik's actually is. And we line up in our familiar Volante formation. Not in the best form. Unbeaten in 5, technically, but 3 of those being draws. Not even, like, convincing draws. Actually, I say that. I think we have been somewhat XG'd in most of them. Oh, this Gallardo intercepts that. Eduard to Nico. Zukic, Ravella. Through to Zukic once more. Lodi, of all people, coming in there. Antov. Get back out wide. You're supposed to be overlapping, Lodi. Nico. Zukic is... Oh, that's a lovely passing play. It was a weird shot at the end of it, though. It's like he tried to chip the goalkeeper, who was still on the line. Vignato's got a free kick here, and that is a ridiculous free kick. Merit deserves one. Vignato puts the ball in. Milik's not underneath that, thankfully. Eduard. End of highlight. Is Walter Kahneman a left back? For some reason in my brain, he's a centre back, but I might be getting him mixed up with Klosterman, who actually can play right back, I think. Thinking about that. Gallardo. Oh, that was the highlight. I thought there was going to be more to that. Been a weird game, highlight-wise, so far. 3 bookings. Antov, Lodi, Umtiti. Quiros misses the next leg if he gets booked here, but I have to play him. Ravella scored a free kick recently, actually, and almost does so again. 2 very good free kicks in this game so far. All about the free kicks. We are having the better of it, but there's a highlight that starts with Lille throwing the ball to us, sort of. But the clearance is a clearance, I guess. I mean, we didn't get it. Botman goes back to Ordero. I want to say he's at Sampdoria. That was an interesting clearance by Lodi. He's at a not top-end Serie A side, I know that much. Galeno doesn't get the ball in time to just poke it into an empty net, thankfully there, but Lille win a corner on the stroke of half-time. I want to say it's Sampdoria. Botman heads that directly at Merit, thankfully. That could have been dangerous. 0-0 at half-time. Of course, this is the away leg. Any goals we score will be very, very nice. But if it goes 0-0 into the second leg of this, I won't be too mad. See if a bit of faith will rally them. No, Edouard didn't really care about that. The only questionable performance right now is a 6.3 from Obregon as Nico gets that on the edge of the box. Fully volanteing in full volante mode, arriving on the edge of the box just in time to smash it. It's a fairly even game now as Yashizi comes on. Triple change occurs with Nedalea, Bakayoko and Kayado. Nope, that just distracted me. Batuan came on. Kayado got booked is what drew my attention. Ravella with another free kick. He's put it into the box. Edouard's there if he's onside, which he seems to be. Generally didn't think that was, but we'll see it again. Ravella. Batuan heads on. Edouard, I think it's because he sort of phases through the defender in full X-Men form. We're going to see it with the lines. Batuan heads on, and yeah, he's actually well behind the defender. The line's been drawn to someone else, I'm pretty certain there. As we nick a very late goal. It's got to be said, actually, by the end of the match, we did deserve it. But that might have been that chance. Yeah, that chance was very high XG, but we'd had a few chances that hadn't been registered in highlights before that. We didn't see any of these, I don't think. And Kroos pretty much the only person not to be booked. The only player who was definitely going to miss the next match. Nobody gave us a chance, apparently. What? Referee was overzealous. And now we welcome 9th placed Real Madrid. Yeah, I don't know what's happening either. That's the table, by the way. I didn't show you before. And Edouard's still top scorer. Merit's still in the top 3 players and top of the clean sheets. Ravella, you can see why we wanted him at the end of the year. 4 player of the matches in the league. But Real Madrid have won it all 3 years so far in the virtual world. Obviously won it the year before in the real world as well before this. But in FM, they've won 3 in a row as well. So the fact that they're 9th and have lost 8 games this year so far out of 26 is baffling. Nothing's changed. Actually, have they sacked? They've just sacked Zidane 9 days ago in game. I didn't see this happen. Well then, managerless Real Madrid coming right up. Of course, their team is still ridiculous, so I don't understand it. Why is it listing this year's achievement in the Spanish Cup as like the key thing for Tenerife as an adjective here, rather than Europa League winners Tenerife? Bahanu's developing a little bit, not enough to be involved. Oh, the interesting... I normally ignore these, but it's Satalo of all people who've been talking to the press about Tenerife. Of course, went to Spurs, but he's likened Ravella to Valentine Varda, who of course was sensational in that first year on loan from Almeria, who came up with us. He's now at Mallorca. He scored the winner against Tenerife B recently, our B team. That's where he popped up in my newsfeed again. So I knew about this. I knew the fact he'd gone to Mallorca. Loves his holiday destinations, does Varda. But yeah, he left Almeria last year, or this year, I should say, and played against our B team, which was weird, and beat our B team. Traitor. Now, we love Varda still, even if he is beating us. The B team are doing okay, by the way. They're sort of consistently staying 5 points above the relegation. So it's not safe, but they're being consistently alright. So fingers crossed they stay in the second tier. I love the fact that the press is asked about rotating with the Lille match coming up, but it's the Vigo match that follows Real Madrid. We don't actually play Lille towards the end of the month, I don't think. We actually play Vigo in the league directly after playing them in the cup. Just popped in on the newsfeed, they've signed a new manager. No, they haven't. Right, okay. I can say it just appeared on the newsfeed that they signed a new manager, but they've appeared to have appointed the caretaker permanently as an interim manager rather than a caretaker manager. Interesting. But the transfer window is really annoying, by the way, because a lot of B teams wanted my players on loan, and I can't really allow that anymore because they're playing against my B team and might relegate me. But yeah, Kayado's good game has rolled off the last 5, and now he's no longer regarded as being good. But essentially, we just play a few of the players that couldn't play in the Champions League in this one just to get them the game time. Merit, Harwood, Umtiti, Kouros, Nedalea, Herrera, Antov. Ravella's been dropped just because he wasn't at full fitness for some strange reason. Nico, Batuan, Gary, and Edouard up front. Gary not registered. Of course, he's been the best winger But there's our lineup again. It's stupidly good. Our record against Real Madrid is appalling, though. Do need to still give Harwood a face, I've just remembered, but never mind. There's their lineup properly with faces and everything. Quite a lot of them, actually. Real Madrid already. 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them. Forgot about the goalkeeper for a moment. Now, Barcelona don't play today, so any advantage we make on them today could easily be neutered, or they could catch up. They could be within 1 point if we lose here by the end of this weekend. Oh, actually, no, they're playing alongside. They've just got a game in hand. As Edouard scores. So actually, we were only 4 points clear with the game in hand. So realistically, we're only 1 point clear. Me talking about Barcelona not capitalising, they actually have capitalised a little bit, seemingly. But Edouard puts us 1-0 up here. At the Healadora Rodriguez Lopez. I'll remember that one day. I should really remember what my stadium's called. I noticed Getafe one earlier on there. On the verge of European football. It's very tight, actually, 4 through, well, 7 at this point. But Villarreal not too far off. And then Real Madrid looking to get back into that picture on 40 points currently. But it's going to be hard for them if they don't have a shot. Which so far, they haven't. Oh, I'm liking this team talk so far. Only Nico didn't give a monkeys. Imagine loaning a player from the team in second. And then having that player help you win the title. Couldn't be me. Just noticed they brought someone on there and moved Isaac to left wing, which is curious. Valverde. I do like the... I'm pretty certain Real Madrid's away kit is salmon pink. I don't think it's as bright as the one that's in-game. I think I have the kits in-game, so I'll be able to look at it in a moment. Varela might be in trouble, although I don't think he is because we moved on. Gary standing over this free kick, of course, no Ravella to take it. Is he at the bar? Probably closer than it looked, perhaps. Calvert-Lewin has scored, although Barcelona are not convincing over Granada. They're currently bottom. Granada. Antov tired, of course, he's played a few games. Bakayoko on. Gary's not actually had a good one after saying he was probably the best winger we've had so far. And we'll save the third sub for the time being. Probably most surprising of all that they've still got Jovic up front. Molina on for the last 2 minutes or so. Collados at the back post. The former Barcelona man nearly seals the deal. As the Molina sub just stopped whatever that highlight was. And Dick is on. He ruined our day last time we played Real Madrid. I seem to remember. Valverde. Jovic is... okay, that was concerning. 40 seconds on the clock remain. Is this just going to be an end-of-game highlight that's been tied to another highlight? Although Eduard's headed that down to Gallardo. Gallardo's going to run across the pitch. Find Batuan. He's got the overlap. Although he takes it a little bit early, probably. Harwood's gone into the box. He's been tackled. And it's a late penalty. Oh, he's going to check. He's going to check. So how about the Euros then? I'm recording this just after Scotland have lost. So, well done. But England won. That's good news, isn't it? England won, but Scotland lost 2-0. So England are second in the group. Apparently that looked harsh. He's given it. Yeah, Scotland actually looked quite good. They just forgot they had eyes sometimes and just ran into each other, which was bizarre to watch. Edouard buries the penalty. 24? 25 for the season. Pep was willing to let Edouard go. There was that press conference question about, are you interested in keeping him afterwards? Yeah, I am, because he scores. But the only problem is Edouard's worth an absolute boatload and we won't be able to afford him, but Pep was willing to let him go. That's Pep, the Liverpool manager. We dominated Real Madrid. I mean, they do have a rubbish manager, in fairness now, but we dominated them. Oh, that was why Edouard had 25, is because he scored one earlier on. That slipped my mind. 12 shots on target, though. Courtois did have a good game. 7.1. Just compounding misery on Real Madrid there. But yeah, Granada bottom. Barcelona only edging them 1-0, but they can go within a point if they win their game against, I want to say Almeria, but it's going to be one of these lot on 26 or 25, obviously. As we pay Sofia another 1.2 million for Antov, which I think in the grand scheme of things, we'll allow that. We're not going to be mad about the fact we're just going to give them a little bit more money because he's now worth £34.5 million on a transfer that's now gone up to 6.25. 5 unbeaten. Yeah, 3 draws. I know I should do the other leg with Lille, but we've literally only just played Barcelona. And we do have a 1-0 away leg. So it's very much in our favour. It's nice to throw away that leg. So realistically, what I want to do is play through that and bring you whomever we get in the next round. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So fingers crossed I don't cock that up. But until next time, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. The algorithm will enjoy you, of course. Until next time, ta-ra.